Hello everyone. So today we will be discussing chapter 3, that is keyboard of class 3rd. Learning outcomes identify what the learner will know and be able to do by the end of the chapter. So before starting with the chapter, it's very important for us to share the learning outcomes with our students. So here are the 3 learning outcomes of this chapter. The first one says identify types of keys on the keyboard. Then appreciate the position and use of alphabet and number keys. And the third but not the least, that is familiarize with the position and the use of spacebar, enter, escape and arrow keys on the keyboard. Focusing on our first learning objective, that is identify types of keys on the keyboard, we'll first see this picture. This picture shows Tobo and Dobo talking to each other, in which Dobo is looking at something and Tobo asks Dobo that what are you looking at? So Dobo explained that he is looking at the keyboard. Keyboard is an important part of our computer system. Just like we use pen and pencil to note down in our notebooks, we use keyboard to type on the computer. Once you look at the keyboard, you will find that the keyboard has many similar keys that you may see on your mobile phone. So without any further delay, let's start with our activity 1, that is observe the picture of the keyboard and count the number of different types of keys present on it. In order to complete the activity, we'll give students 5 minutes in which they can just count and write the number of keys. After the completion of 5 minutes, we can probably take 2 minutes to cross-check their answers. After the completion of the activity, we will be able to tell the 3 different types of keys available on the keyboard, that are alphabet keys, number keys and special keys. If you look at the keyboard, you will observe that the letters are not placed in the correct alphabetic order. The reason behind this is that when we type in English, we use some letters more frequently than others. Thus, the keyboard is designed to help us reach the most frequently used key easily. Moving ahead on our exploration, we'll notice that the number keys are placed at 2 different places on the keyboard, whereas there is only one alphabet key for each letter. The number keys that found just above the alphabet keys have different characters which are known as special keys. After the completion of the activity, we will again get back to Tobo and Dobo. Now, if you look at this image, Tobo is asking Dobo if he is aware of the special keys. There are other keys on the keyboard which are known as special keys and which perform certain specific tasks. One of those is Enter key. Enter key is used to bring the cursor to the next line. The longest key that the students will observe on the keyboard is known as spacebar key, and it is used to give a blank space between the text. Escape key is used to exit or escape from a task. To move the cursor up and down or here and there, we have 4 different arrow keys, that are up arrow, down arrow, left arrow and right arrow. The activities given in the yellow boxes are meant to be conducted during the lab periods. As we move on to our first lab period, we'll first ask the students to play a mind game. We can probably denote 10 minutes time for them to identify the position of various alphabet keys. The next hands-on activity is based upon the special keys. Now, by doing this activity, the student will be able to understand and comprehend the difference between all the 4 types of special keys. For this, we can probably denote 15 minutes to them. To create an environment in which students teach and explain concepts to each other, we'll do this activity in the class. In this activity, we'll divide the students into 2 groups and they are supposed to bring placards with the question related to the types of keys. It's very important for us to conduct the assessment activities given at the end of every chapter once we are through with the chapter. For this, the assessment activity is supposed to be conducted in the lab periods. After the assessment activity, it is very important to plan for a remedial learning, which will include the necessary help or guidance provided to the slow learners or someone who face some difficulty.